What is up, McManus and MMA fan? We are back with another prediction video today. It's time, guys. UFC Freedom 250, UFC at the White House. This is real. This is happening, and I am excited. Can I say that? Am I legally allowed to say that I'm excited? As an American, I am excited. I am excited. This is a once in a lifetime thing. If this goes off without a hitch, this has potential to be generational. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Yes, of course. That's why we're excited. That's why we're excited. This card, start to finish, -1, is amazing. I was totally dumping on it when it came out. But now that, you know, 'twas the night before Freedom 250, I can confidently say I'm really excited. And let's just start, man. Let's just start breaking this down. First fight of the night is Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. And I'm gonna go with Diego Lopez on this one. I'm gonna go round 2 TKO for Diego Lopez. No, you know what? I'm gonna go round 1. I'm gonna go round 1. Or nah. I've been thinking about this one a lot because I think a lot of people are counting Steve Garcia out on this one. Because yes, the guys here he is beating David Onama, Kyle Nelson. You know, these are Terrence McKinney victims, bro. These are 60 seconds of Terrence McKinney and forget, bro. So, I mean, his best win, in my opinion, is the Michael Zella Costa KO. But the fight he had before that, the Nuren Nuremdembaki, I think that dude's name was. He actually had a lot of trouble in the first round, and especially the Michael Zella Costa fight as well. He was held down that entire round. Um, Sometimes it takes him a round to find his footing. The Calvin Cater fight, he wasn't able to put him out. He won that one by decision. But I think all the guys that Steve Garcia is beating, I think Diego Lopez would beat as well. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I think that this is too far of a jump of competition for him. I think the Diego Lopez proved 50 minutes with Volkanovski, um, plus the John Silva finish, which I do think if John Silva was a little bit more level-headed, he would have won that fight. Even though I picked Diego Lopez to win, not a big deal. Um, Diego Lopez is that good. He will be the best to never do it, unless Volk retires. Unless Volk retires, he's going to be the best to never do it. But I think this is too far of a jump in competition. Diego Lopez, yes, he can get rocked, but he doesn't. We haven't really seen him be put out, or at least I don't think so. Because he lost to Evloev by decision, lost to Volkanovski twice. Um, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him get knocked out in the UFC. But he has that power, the Sadiq Youssef fight, Pat Sabatini, Dan Ige, Brian Ortega, he was rocking these guys on the feet, really hurting them. Um, and I think that Steve Garcia is such a pressure boxer. He just goes and he tries to smother you against the cage. I think Diego Lopez is going to do a really good job at circling out and finding these shots. Um, yes, I know that Steve Garcia, for some reason, is bigger than him. I don't know if that's real. That doesn't seem right at all. But you know, I think Diego Lopez is going to piece him apart and he's going to find that shot early on. Because again, some of Steve Garcia's fights, round 1, he has some trouble finding his footing. Unless he goes out there and is like, this one's for Charlie, and he absolutely blasts Diego Lopez and gets a ground and pound TKO. Like, I can't see a world. Maybe I can see Steve Garcia winning a decision, like a close decision, where he kind of pieces apart Diego. But in all honesty, I think Diego Lopez has this one. I have like a medium confidence on this one that Diego Lopez will be able to, especially find the outside. These hooks, that is one thing that he had trouble with Volkanovski is these hooks, and I think Steve Garcia is not going to pose a threat. I just think Diego Lopez has more experience and has more tools to win this fight than Steve Garcia. Diego Lopez, we know he can wrestle, we know he can grapple. That threat is there, so I just think Diego Lopez is going to get this one done. I'm going to go with round 1 TKO. I think that he'll be able to find a shot in the first round that puts Steve Garcia, like wobbles him or puts him, to a knee, and then Diego Lopez follows up on that really fast. But if it doesn't end in a TKO in the first round, I do think that Diego Lopez is going to win this one by decision, just a unanimous decision. But yeah, I'm excited. This is such a great fight. This is a great fight. And this one's for Charlie. So let's move on. This should not be happening. This should not be happening. Let's get real. Um, Bo Nickel always weasels his way on here. And can I be honest? I think Kyle Dawkins is going to win this one. I'm rooting for Kyle Dawkins. I think Kyle Dawkins is slept on here. Bo Nickel has a wrestling threat. He has improved dramatically on the feet. Sleeping Rodolfo Vieira like that. He has improved. But I think Kyle Dawkins just has more. And he is somebody when, the fight gets dirty and he gets hit and he's getting taken down over, he's not going to lose confidence. If Bo Nickel takes a head kick or a teep to the body, he's not going to want to be there anymore. We've seen this, but then again, I've been freaking golfing with Donald Trump, bro. I've been freaking golfing with him, bro. So I've just been freaking golfing with them, so I can't lose in front of Donald Trump, bro. I can't lose in front of him. No freaking way I'm losing in front of freaking Donald Trump, bro. No freaking way. Um, but I'm kind of I'm obviously rooting against Bo Nickel. I don't like these guys that the UFC pushes so heavily like this that aren't that special. No shade to Bo Nickel, but he's not all that. And Kyle Dawkins put out Michel Pereira. Um, he put out what's the bloke's name? He put out that other guy in round. Oh, GM3. He subbed him in Darce choke. I think that if Bo Nickel shoots a bunch of crappy takedowns, which we've seen Kyle Dawkins be able to scramble out of some of these takedowns before. I mean, and um, especially in the Reiner de Ritter fight, Reiner de Ritter did a really good job of scrambling out of the takedowns that Bo Nickel was, spamming. So I think Kyle Dawkins can get out of those. If he's not smothered, then I can see him either getting a Darce on Bo Nickel. If Bo Nickel shoots a really bad shot, I can see him wrapping up a Darce. Or I can see him just body. Dude, I've never freaking taken a body shot before. I've never taken one like that. I've never freaking taken a body shot. Let's be honest. If Bo Nickel doesn't catch Kyle Dawkins and put him out or sub him immediately, I think Kyle Dawkins is going to win this fight. He's got more heart, he's got more drive, and more resolve. That's why Kyle Dawkins is going to win this fight. I'm going with Kyle Dawkins by round 2 Darce choke or round 2 TKO. Let's go for that. Moving up the card. Oh my days. Mauricio Rufy versus Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler, bro. I'm so sorry. There's going to be a moment where he walks, he's like, Donald, bro, I made it, bro. I'm here for you. Mr. Trump, I'm here for you. And Mauricio Rufy is going to just... I wouldn't be surprised if he flying scissor kicked Michael Chandler and took his head off. Like, cut his head off with, scissors with his legs. Rufy is going to kill Michael Chandler. I don't think anybody thinks Michael Chandler, with full confidence, dude, I don't know, Michael Chandler. Bro, people forget Michael Chandler pistol squatted Dustin Poirier. Excuse me, I need to take a glass of water. Mauricio Rufy is going to murder Michael Chandler. And I'm going with round 2. Round 2. Mauricio Rufy, absolute slime out. Michael Chandler is going to bulldog forward in the first round, probably spam takedowns. But what people forget is the reason that Mauricio Rufy lost to BSD is because of BSD's relentless pressure. Michael Chandler doesn't have relentless pressure. Excuse me. He has relentless resolve and determination for about 45 seconds. He's going to bulldoze for just a little bit. But I think Rufy, especially in that BSD fight, yes, he did get submitted, but before he got submitted, he did a really good job of handling the pressure of the BSD back takes and stuff like that. He was doing a really good job of anti-grappling. Now that he's training with Volkanovski as well, I think that this fight is easy money for Rufy. This is so easy money. This is disrespectful to Michael Chandler, bro. Conor McGregor, you got to come back and fight somebody. Yeah, I think Mauricio Rufy, I mean, the kicks are going to be there for him. He's going to find his range. He's got such a reach advantage. Putting out, round 1, he's going to find his range and find what he's going to do. And he's going to hurt Chandler a couple times, sitting him down, and then he's going to look for it in round 2 and take his head clean off. I think that especially how well Rufy went through Fiziev, and I picked Fiziev to win that fight. I said, well, I don't know, man, Rufy. I think Fiziev might be too technical, man. Rufy proved me wrong. He proved me wrong time and time again. Except for the BSD fight. I picked him to beat BSD, but he didn't win. That's okay. Rufy is somebody that can handle these pressures. Let's hold on. that can handle some of these guys who bulldoze very fast, and he can out technique a lot of these guys. He out techniqued Fiziev and put him out, spun him around like a cartoon character. If you don't think that Rufy's going to do that to a 50-year-old washed up Michael Chandler, then you're out of your mind. I'm going Mauricio Rufy slime out, absolute Marine send off on the White House lawn. There's gonna be a moment where Chandler, like hits Rufy, or he takes him down in pistol squats when he points at Donald Trump. Donald Trump, I did this for you. And then 5 seconds later, they're gonna be shaking his legs. He's gonna be coming back to life on the canvas. What happened? What happened? You're dead, buddy. He killed you. He absolutely killed you. Rufy's gonna be on top of the cage, going, "Hey, hey." Chandler, where am I? Where am I? Yeah, Michael Chandler's getting slimed out, man. Michael Chandler's getting slimed out. Let's go, Rufy, bro. Let's go. Next fight. Oh my gosh, another one, bro. Another one. If the actual possibility of Derek Lewis fluking a KO over Josh Hogan happens, I will be absolutely livid. Josh Hogan is going to absolutely break Derek Lewis, but I can see him. This is the one fight he locks in for because Trump's there, and I like Donald Trump, man. I like Donald Trump. I can see him locking in, but let's be honest, man. Let's be honest here. Josh Hogan is going to absolutely destroy Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis cannot handle the absolute volume, the beating that he's about to take by Josh Hogan. Hogan is going to, I think he can take Derek Lewis down. I don't think he can hold him down. He can spam takedowns and get some ground and pound in. If Derek Lewis doesn't want to be there, he doesn't want to be there. He has a resolve issue. We know this. We saw this in the Waldo Cortez Acosta fight that he wasn't even doing that bad in. He just took one too many jabs and just decided he was done. And he just gave up. Oh, I'm done. I'm done. Josh Hogan's not going to do that. Again, he just went to war with Curtis Blades in the greatest heavyweight fight of all time. How well has he recovered from that? Has his chin recovered? Did he actually get wobbled, or was he just trolling? These are the questions I have for Josh Hogan. We will see. I'm picking Josh Hogan to win this fight by TKO in the second round as well. There's going to be a lot of round 2 TKOs. I think he's going to break Derek Lewis in the first round, and then round 2, he's just going to go in and he's going to come back again, flipping him off, punching him in the stomach. If Derek Lewis flukes a KO, I'm going to be so pissed. It's just going to be, that's the only way Derek Lewis wins is by fluke. It's by total fluke. Derek Lewis is going to shell up. Hogan's going to land some ground and pound. People on the internet are going to be like, bro, he was hitting his guard, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. Dude, that wasn't a real KO, bro. That wasn't a real KO. No. Hogan, I like Hogan in this fight, man. I like Hogan in this fight. He's got way too much pressure and volume for Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis is a fluke merchant, and Josh Hogan is not going to fluke this one. He's going to make it happen. I'm going Josh Hogan round 2 TKO. No questions asked. If Derek Lewis flukes this, he flukes it, and I will never smile again. Speaking of things, if they happen, I'll never smile again. If Amin Zahabi wins a decision, I will never smile again. I will never smile again. That being said, I'm picking Sean O'Malley by decision. I think I'm going to go by decision. I was originally going to pick by TKO because I rewatched the Amin Zahabi versus Jose Aldo fight and the Cheeto Vera fight where he gets hurt bad. But he recovers really well. I'll give Zahabi that. He has really great recovery. But I don't think he has what it takes to beat Sean O'Malley. I think Sean O'Malley is going to absolutely beat the brakes off of Amin Zahabi. I think the O'Malley range difference and the O'Malley, pressure difference. With a guy like Cheeto Vera, when you're getting hurt, Cheeto's just going to stand there and go, yeah, I'm going to win this one for sure. Jose Aldo almost finished that one. He almost finished that fight. With the soccer kick and everything, the classic vintage Jose Aldo soccer kick. He almost had that one. But I think a guy like Sean O'Malley is not going to lose a moment like that. If he stings Zahabi on the feet, I think he's going to capitalize on it. I think the jump knee is going to be there for him. I think the kicks are going to be there for O'Malley. Not to put down Zahabi, but I don't think Ariel Helwani here has a chance, man. I think he's a lamb for the slaughter. I swear to God, if he somehow wins a decision, I'm going to be so pissed. I will be so mad. But I think O'Malley is... He's too good for Zahabi, man. And then he's going to call out and say, you know what, Peter Yan, we got unfinished business. And then they're going to have O'Malley jump Merab in the title picture, which I hope they don't do because I do think Merab deserves a trilogy. But that being said, I'm going with O'Malley by decision, but I could also see like a round three TKO maybe two again. I'm picking round two. I think if he really capitalized on the moments where he can hurt Zahabi, because I know he can hurt Zahabi, um, like a left then right hand sits Zahabi down. I can see O'Malley capitalizing on that. There's no grappling threat from Zahabi here. O'Malley doesn't have to worry about the grappling. In the clinch, that's the only thing he has to worry about, but I know O'Malley's got those knees in the clinch. He'll be fine in the clinch. I'm not worried about it. So I do think that if O'Malley can capitalize on the moments where he hurts Zahabi, because I know there's going to be a moment or two where he hurts Zahabi and sits him down. If he can capitalize on that, yes, he's getting a TKO. But if he doesn't and Zahabi recovers really well, which he tends to do, then O'Malley's going to win a unanimous decision. But you can never be too careful with this dude. Juani here, bro. If he does get knocked out, if Juani does get knocked out, dude, Dana White is going to be, he's going to make that his home screen. Yeah, it was badass. Ariel Helwani got his ass kicked. Yeah, it was badass. I don't think Zahabi's on the level of a Song Yadong. And O'Malley just beat him. If you genuinely think Song Yadong won that fight, you're actually an idiot. But again, I think Zahabi is not on the level of guys that are beating O'Malley and that can beat O'Malley. I think O'Malley's too quick, and he's too powerful for Zahabi. So I'm going Sean O'Malley by decision, but I can see a TKO happening early. So let's move on. Holy cow, bro. This is such a good fight. I hate that Cyril Gane gets another undeserving title shot, but this fight is really good. And there's a lot to break down. So I gotta take another drink of water. Alex Pereira moving up to heavyweight versus Cyril Gane. The thing that I'm worried about is when Alex Pereira moves a weight class. We saw this against Jan Blachowicz. He was more sluggish, kind of slower, but then he found his footing. I hope that he's found his footing, and without this weight cut, he can just blob max. I hope that he's able to just, you know, be right there, ready to go, instead of, kind of being sluggish how he was when he went up to light heavyweight and fought Jan Blachowicz. Um, but I do think Pereira has the tools to beat Cyril Gane. I think Cyril Gane, what's holding me back from picking Cyril Gane in this like 50-50 matchup is how low his fight IQ is. This dude's fight IQ is so low. There's going to be at least 1 to 2 moments in this fight where he jumps a heel hook. I promise you. I promise you he's going to jump a heel hook. He's going to pull for a heel hook in this fight at least twice. I promise you he's going to. But what I can see happening in this fight for Pereira to work really well, again, is those kicks. If Cyril Gane is losing to a kickboxing match against Alexander Volkov, there's no way you're beating him, Alex Pereira, in a kickboxing match. Alex Pereira outstyled, outskilled, outmatched Israel Adesanya in the first fight. I know the second fight happened. That is still one of the craziest things to ever happen. But I do think that in a kickboxing match, Alex Pereira is going to have those kicks, body kicks, the low kicks. Cyril Gane's super heavy on that front leg. Those low kicks are going to be there for Pereira the entire time. Head kicks even. But the path to victory for Pereira, for me, is to do exactly what he did to Ankalaev in that last fight and put the pressure on hard in the beginning, get him against the cage, find that shot, get him down. If you can get Cyril Gane down, which I think you can, I think Cyril Gane has a really good chin, and I don't think he's going to get just like Jamal Hill Max just blasted against the cage and sat down. It's a possibility. I mean, Tai Tuivasa did absolutely blast this dude. If Tai Tuivasa is blasting you, then who knows what Pereira's about to do. I'm excited to see this nightmare power that he's about to have in his hands at heavyweight. But I think that the kicks are going to be Pereira's best weapon here, and I think he's going to have to fight pretty slow in the beginning because Cyril Gane is way quicker. He fights behind his jab really, really well. Also, to just assert dominance, kick Cyril Gane in the dick first thing. Just blast him in the dick immediately. Show him, like, if you foul me, I'm gonna kill you, man. I'm gonna fucking kill you. So, I can see Pereira, hitting those low kicks. Cyril Gane's gonna switch stances a bunch, try and be tricky on Pereira. But I think that, the first, maybe the second, maybe the third round, we're gonna say that was close. Pereira's chopping those legs up. He's hitting the body really well. Those jabs at the body are really hurting Gane. I think he's going to find a finish in the late fourth round. I think Pereira's either going to, if he doesn't finish him immediately, he's going to find a finish in the fourth round. Either late third, fourth round, finish by Alex Pereira. I think he's going to be able to work those kicks really well, and then start to wear Sorogan down. Sorogan might go for a takedown. If he gets on the ground, I think Pereira has the anti-wrestling and the jiu-jitsu to flip Sorogan down, similar to what he did to Ankalaev when Ankalaev shot that takedown and he kind of just sat him down, instant 12 to 6 elbows. I think Pereira's not going to pull any punches here. If Pereira can get him in a position where he can get some ground and pound and some elbows in, they're coming. Gon is not going to be safe anywhere in this fight. Pereira is going to be extremely dangerous, and I'm not counting Gon out of this fight at all. And if Gon wins this fight, the world is over. The world is over. I never want to hear, we're never going to hear the end of it. Bro, Tom Aspinall's actually a chud, bro. Cyril Gon's actually so good. No, never. Please, Alex Pereira, if you can hear us. Um, yeah, I think Pereira has the tools to win this fight. Absolutely. And I think Saragon does too. But I think Alex Pereira's tools are sharper. Again, the kicks are going to be there for him. The kicks are going to be a huge part of this game plan. 150%. I'm just interested to see how he comes in moving. Being 250. Being a heavyweight now. I'm interested, interested to see how that's going to play out. So, I'm picking Alex Pereira by very late third or early fourth round TKO. I think he's going to wear Cyril Gane down and get a ground and pound TKO. So let's move on, bro. Justin, you are so stupid. He's an idiot. He's such an idiot. When I first saw him, I thought he was a good guy, but now he's just an idiot. Justin Gagey, there's no way out of this one. Your time has come. Ilia Topuria is a demon. We all know this. Justin Gagey has low fight IQ and is an idiot. However, I am trusting in Trevor Whitman to help game plan better for Ilia Topuria, or for Justin Gagey to fight Ilia Topuria. That being said, Ilia Topuria is sleeping Justin Gagey out cold in 1 to 2 rounds. The thing is when he fought, you know, Max and Volkanovski, he said, I can't wait to, I'm going to knock them out. When he fought Charles, he said, I'm going to put him out in a round. And when he's fighting Justin, he said, there's not going to be a second and third round. You're going out in one. When he says stuff like this, the problem is that he normally has the tools to back it up. He normally backs it up. You know? With Topuria, there's not a lot that I can really say, except that everybody's been talking about it, but his low kicks, man, they worked very well against Max Holloway and very well against Alexander Volkanovski. Finding these low kicks, and Justin as well, he loads up on these kicks. Everybody was saying, dude, Justin by head kick TKO. Ilya knows, man. He already knows. I just saw a video of him talking where he was like, we're going to see a completely different Justin. He's going to come out with a whole new game plan, and he's going to try and be technical and slow. I think we're going to see Justin Gaethje fight like how he fought Dustin Poirier the second time, where he kind of plays that range and finds his kicks, just these little shots. But I think Ilia Topuria knows that. And I think if Ilia Topuria gets in there like in a brawl with Gaethje, I think Gaethje's going to have a little couple things for him in the clinch. Uppercuts, obviously, Gaethje has always. But I think Topuria, getting knocked out by Max Holloway, winning by decision to Fiziev twice, but he got battered in that. He got Paddy Pimblett fight. These all add up, man. These all add up. And I think a guy like Ilia Topuria is not a guy you want to be in the octagon with ever. And I think Ilia Topuria is going to absolutely sleep Justin Gaethje out cold in 1 to 2 rounds. I think we could see it get to the second round if Ilia doesn't sleep him immediately. I think we would see, Ilia kind of figure it out. Similar to how he did with Volk and similar to how he did with Max Holloway, where he learns, he's finding, okay, what's he doing? Gaethje's, throwing this kick in there. Look, he's dipping his head when he kicks. Goes for the head kick. Look, he's dipping his head there. Goes back to his corner. His brother goes, Ilia. Start the attack. And then they're going to do the edit. Look, this is what he's doing. You know what he's doing. You know what he's going to do. I'm going to take his fucking head off. Justin, when you wake up on the canvas. You're going to open your eyes and see me. It's already going to be over. I'm going to be celebrating. You're already going to be dead. Sorry, Justin. But now that Ilya's kind of shit talking him, I think it's getting in Justin's head a little bit. I think, especially this press conference that's going to go down, I think he's going to get rage baited a lot. But I just I don't see a world where Justin Gaethje wins this one, man. I'm sorry. I know we've had so many underdog wins. Sean Strickland beats Hamzat Chimaev. Peter Yan does the unthinkable and beats Merab Dvalishvili. Um, who else was a big underdog that won? Who knows? Whatever. This one is not good. This is not the underdog win that's going to happen. I don't think so. As much as I love Justin Gaethje, I think he's going to be flatlined and he's going to retire. I think it's going to be brutal too. I think it's going to be bad. This is going to be another one. And I'm also hearing reports that it might be storming at this time. If there is a picture of Ilya Topuria, with his hands up like he just won, and Gaethje face first on the canvas with lightning striking behind it, I don't think the sport will ever recover from how much aura this man has stolen from everybody. Um, and that goes for any guys on this card. If there's a picture of them sleeping another dude out cold and there's lightning striking behind them, I don't think we'll ever recover. I don't think we'll ever recover. But I've got Ilya in 1 to 2 rounds. If we make it out of the first, because you can never be too safe anymore. Um, I gotta say that if Justin Gaethje tries to shoot a takedown, you're not out wrestling Ilya Topuria. If he got Charles Oliveira in a crucifix, there's literally no possible way Justin Gaethje is gonna be able to out wrestle Ilya Topuria. There's literally no way. So yeah, man. I mean, there's not much I need to say. I've got Ilya, I've got Pereira, I've got O'Malley, I've got Hokut, I've got Rufy, I've got Dawkins, and I've got Diego Lopez. I've got Diego Lopez. I'm saying medium confidence. Cal Dawkins, I'm saying low confidence. Rufy, I got high confidence. Hokut, I've got medium confidence. O'Malley, I got high confidence. Pereira, I've got medium to low confidence. Taporia, I've got extremely high confidence. Um, yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to this card. I am traveling right after this card ends, so I'll try and get a video out maybe the next morning after the card, recapping everything. But if not, that's all right, man. This has already been a really long video of me talking about all of this. So, I hope you stuck around this far. If not, let's go for that. And, yeah, so, see ya. Bye.